Good evening, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. Just a little bit more, people like that. They like to see where you live, what you're doing. That's that picture of, who is it, Garfield? Huh? I don't know what it is. Somebody tell me. But anyway, peace and love from some boy down here in Alabama. Getting back with you before I go to sleep. Got to get up real early and see about the grandbabies down in the country. That's my only job now. But anyway, peace and love to everybody. Been talking online, talking to different people about different things. You ever heard about this free land? Free land. I was listening up on that, talking about. I agree with them. The free land people. Only thing about it is, free land. I don't like all this either, but sounds good what they're saying. But there's one problem with that. Say, there's one problem with the free land idea. If it were to come about, meet the new boss same as the old boss. So, and another thing is, this earth that they're talking about, is under the curse. Until the curse is lifted, and besides that, it's gonna melt. So I'm not looking. The only free land I'm looking for is up above the dome. That's the land I'm looking for. That happy land where there's no night and the Lamb is the light. That's the free land I'm looking for. Like you say, sounds good, but like I say, once they get started trying to do that, it's always going to be meet the new boss same as the old boss. And no, I don't think they got. I don't like it that the situation we're in, where everything is a big story. I don't like that either. But I don't think that's going to work. And this old Morris View down here in Alabama, don't think that's going to work. I agree with most of what everybody's talking about. They don't have no right to tell people what to do. God made the earth. But right now, that's the way it seems to me. It seems to be the kings of the earth are conspiring. The people in high places are conspiring to rule over man, put him in bondage. And that's, I like what they say. The animals, the birds, they don't have to pay rent, but we do. They don't have to pay for where they live. But here in this world, we do. It's a sad thing. But I remember where Joseph went and paid taxes. Mary and Joseph. They abided by the wicked king's decree. So we can't help, the situation we find ourselves in. And we're men of peace, so we try to do what we try to obey. We can't really obey all of them because if there's so many laws that when you get up in the morning, you've already broke one, you don't even know it. But the only time this world is going to be free till the Prince of Peace comes back. That's the only time we're going to be free, where the former things are passed away. So I've been listening to that, that little video, and sounded good. Like all the stuff you're talking about, we know all the conspiracy theories. All this is going on right in front of our faces, right in front of our noses. And right now, most of the people are just, they're asleep. They don't see it. But I think the number is growing, that people are starting to wake up. I think the number's growing because I think it's word of mouth is going to get the news out, not just the internet. They might close this down tomorrow, the way they're looking. But I don't, right now, the best thing I do, just put out what you can on the internet till they shut it down or shut you down. Probably shut me down, the way I've been talking. But when they do, I won't see you anymore. Might all say goodbye now, unless somebody knows how to preserve my videos, you know. But so I might as well say bye now. But I'll keep coming as long as I put it up and this phone works. I'll keep doing it. So, but we don't have any guarantee about that. You know, they might shut this thing down. Let me think about what I wanted to say here. Well, this hadn't got anything to do with the price of eggs in China, but I thought I would throw this little thing in here. We watch only thing we watch, my wife watches Western, because everything else on TV is just about, you know, mindless. But so we watch Westerns, and those two you can get brainwashed by. They were brainwashing us with Westerns, but we watch the Westerns because, you know, it's, you know, bearable. But I noticed in these Westerns, those cows out there, they're going to starve to death, because they show them when they, John Wayne and all these people over in Monument Valley, where I've been by there, Monument Valley. And I tell you what, brothers and sisters, and then the next scene, they'll be in just green pastures almost, you know, a big pretty creek going by, you know. But then in the credits at the bottom, you know, at the end of the movie, you'll see, well, they was down in Arkansas somewhere. But they'll show these Westerns where they out there in Monument Valley. I mean, there's not nothing for a cow to eat. And then these great big old huge herds going through there on the cattle drive. But no, that's funny to me, because I've been out there and there's no cows gonna survive right there in that Monument Valley. And just dust as far as you can see. And then the next thing, they're right there by green pastures almost. But I thought that was real funny. I thought I'd throw that into you. Things I noticed, just little things that I noticed when I'm watching my little antenna TV in there. Free antenna TV. Well, another thought I had while I was reading my little Bible over here was the thought popped up, another Jesus. I heard some fellow say, well, you're denying Jesus. You know, if you deny Jesus, it's just too bad. Well, you know what I think? Of course, I got some videos on that about denying Jesus. If we deny him, yet he won't deny us. He can't deny his own. So, but anyway, that's another video altogether. But I had this idea, you know, another Jesus. It's over there somewhere. I was just reading it. You can look it up on your phone. Another Jesus. I don't get in all the minutiae, because people, when you start going through and reading off, somebody on there does that, people lose interest for some reason or another. But I just like to get right to the point. Another Jesus. Why? See, most of God's people, I tell you what it is right now. Nobody wants to even associate themselves with Christianity as they know it, because the scenario has been built of these intolerant people that the narrative, yeah, is that the word? The narrative has been put out there that intolerant, and there's always something to do, and they're looking at you and judging you. People don't even know how to use the word judge. Judge means to when you judge somebody, you don't judge. There's a difference between judging and judgment. So if you don't judge, right, we judge people all the time. And if you don't, you better be judging somebody. You're going to get yourself into big trouble if you don't. Judge what they do. Make judgments about them. But you don't judge them, because you don't have the authority like a judge does to pass sentence on him. It becomes sin when you start trying to pass sentence by calling names and putting them all down. But anyway, I was getting back to that thing about another Jesus. It's over there. Look at it. You can find it somewhere. I'm not very thorough on my teaching series. But anyway, another Jesus. See, people are preaching another Jesus, and God's people reject it. They deny that Jesus, and well, they should, see, because they don't want to be identified with this thing that we see on every street corner. You know, a God that can't do anything and needs your approval, needs your will to make it come about. They don't want to have anything to do with that. So they deny him. And well, they should. I've seen all kinds of people. They'll go for a little while to some of these something to do churches, so-called churches around here, and then they'll go back. Next time you'll see them on the lake, they say, "I give up. I can't do it." Of course you can't do it. No, you can't do it. They're not denying Jesus. They're just getting rid of that useless place over there that was telling them about Jesus. They're not denying Jesus. They're not denying the Jesus of the Bible. As best I can understand the Bible, they're not denying him. They're just denying what those people are telling them. So that's what's going on. No, I don't blame them one bit. Anybody, one bit, for not assembling with some of these people around in these something to do churches, brothers and sisters, because they're worshiping another Jesus, which is just a waste of time. It's just a waste of time. I found out more about Jesus on this internet, talking with some of my brothers, that it's like iron sharpening iron. You know, we go back and forth, and he points out stuff. A lot of these people on the internet, they'll point out stuff to you. So I've learned more on the internet than I've learned a million times down at any of those places I used to go to. But that's just what I was thinking about. No, they're not denying a Jesus. Most people, when they're presented with the love of God and how great he is, they embrace it. They find out what great love God has for his people. They start embracing it. But anyway, that's the problem. He loves me. You get to reading in the scripture. You go to one of these places around here. It's like this. He loves me. You're reading over in the Bible. He loves me not. He loves me. He loves me not. It's like one of those little picking off flowers, you know. They'll read the Bible and they'll find something that looks good, but then the preacher will teach it this wrong way, and it'll be, he loves me not. You go back and forth, he loves me, and then you'll be riding on a cloud for a while, and then they'll show you one other scripture. Well, he loves me not. But I'm here to tell you, brothers and sisters, this loves me not Bible study is not worth a flip. They're going to point out the law and try to put you under the law. And it's all through the Bible. And it sounds one way, but the Spirit says another way. The Spirit will teach you all things, brothers and sisters. He might use somebody on the internet to teach it to you. He loves me not. Here, I'm telling you right now, brother, if he chose you before the world began, he loves you with everlasting love, and there's no not to it. You see what I'm saying? I don't care what somebody points out in what they call properly discerning the Bible. That's my little message for today, for this little time, because it always gets gone before I can even get started, get it finished with it. But let's see if I can see something else. But anyway, I was going to say this. My dad, on this other video, I said I was talking about my dad. Let me put this on here. My dad was a cool man. He was 94 years old. He's 94 years old, and he didn't believe in the flat earth, but I loved him just the same. He said this. I told him about it. He says, "Son, please don't tell anybody else that." He was really doing that concern for me. But he was a child of God in this old man's spirit. And I'm driving around in a new car he left me, in case somebody said he was disappointed in me. I'm just going to tell him. I'm driving around in a new car he left me when he died. 94 years old. But anyway, peace and love from this old boy down here in Alabama.